The settings screen is located on the home page of your machine, and it is located at the bottom. So if we click on there, we can see now lots of different settings. So we're just going to go through and quickly talk about each one. First option we have is for the frame and the frame type and size that you are using. The second option is if you would like axis or grids on your design. So we can simply select and it will give us axis lines and grids, or it will just give us the lines with no grid, or it will just give you a clear background. The next option is to select how colours are going to be displayed. So you can have the name of the colour, you can have the time each colour is going to stitch out, or you can have the numbers 1, 2, 3. If you've selected to display them by numbers, then you have the option to select from a colour palette. So there's embroidery, country, Madeira poly, Madeira rayon, sulky, Robinson Anton and embroidery. PES thread code is normally used when you are working with DST files, so I just leave that one to be selected as on. Thumbnail size allows you to select what size you want the design tiles to be. The larger size does make it easier for you to see. The smaller size is selected by default, so you can just quickly alter that by clicking on the arrows. The background colour allows you to change the colour of the background design. So if you're working with a specific colour for a project, then you can simply tap on the colour to see how your design is going to look on that colour. And also you can also change the background of the thumbnails as well. Next up we have thread trimming. I like to keep that as on. The DST setting is for if you are using DST files, as with the short stitch delete and the standard tail. So I just leave those as they are as default. The basting distance is the size of the stitches and the size in between the stitches. So I just leave that to the default, as with the applique distance. The application check is there just for future updates, so this can be just left to off. The next option is thread colours. So here you can select a number and you can assign a thread colour to that number. This is really clever as well, because you can also change the stitch speed for each thread as well. So you can alter this to be different for each thread colour if you wish. And here's the general colour palette of the ones you've got to choose from. Next up we have the screensaver. This is where you can select when the screensaver comes on. It can be anywhere between 0 and 60 minutes, so I've just got mine set at 5. The opening screen, you can select for the opening screen to be on or off. I've got mine as on. Next we have the spool stand LED. So here you can either have the lights on or you can turn the lights off, whichever is your preference. You can also alter the brightness of the light, and this is the light that is above your sewing project, so you can dim the lights or have them brighter. The speaker is the volume of the buzzer. It's always handy to have the thread sensor turned on, as that will allow the machine to stop if the thread was to break. That's really helpful. The next one is where you have an option to select how the mouse pointer is displayed on your screen. Link is the option that you have got if you wish to link multiple machines together. So I've only got the one, so I've selected that as off. The manual colour sequence allows you to change the colour sequences, so you can either have that on or off. The next one is the metrics you wish to use. You can have millimetres or inches. The next option is for a language. The machine comes in multiple languages, so you can select the best language for you. The next option is to change the brightness of the screen we are working on, so we can make it dimmer or we can make it brighter. The next screen is showing us information about our machine. At the top it talks about upgrades, and here it shows the trip count and total count, so that's how many stitches the machine has completed, the trip time and the total running time, the machine ID number and the version that you are running. The background image display is really handy if you are using the snowman markers on your design, so you can have that on or off. And the fabric thickness sensor is brilliant if you're using different thicknesses of fabric and you wish the sensor to be on, so again you can have this on or off. I hope that's given you a good insight into how to set up your machine.